Could you tell me?
As Rabbi was saying earlier, that we have to accept that my truth is not necessarily the same as everyone else's truth, and everyone should be allowed to live
Okay,
by
yes.
their own
Now we're
truth, as
talking
long as
different
it's not
things.
injuring
We're
others.
talking different things. You're talking about acceptance. Acceptance is, of course, if I'm living in Hong Kong and my next door neighbor is a homosexual or commits incest on a daily basis, then of course I'm quiet, right? I'm going to bear with him, and I'm not going to. I mean, I'm going to have good relations with him as a person. So if this is what you're talking about, acceptance, but by accepting, I cannot say that homosexuality is right. I cannot change my own truth for somebody else's truth. You understand what I'm trying to say? Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to go out and say, well, you're a homosexual and I can't live with you and just shoot. Just before I end, I like your comments. And I just want to add here is, so what it boils down to is all these are tools. And it is how you use them. So prostitution, homosexuality, poverty, theft, if one can justify, assuming that one will be questioned, which I do assume that one will be questioned, if one can justify these acts, then by all means, and I think the only way to justify it is to show that I saved my life by doing it. And then that judgment is between God and that person, or the supreme reality which judges in that person. So there too, so saying that prostitution is bad is kind of too much of generalization. So if somebody has a gun to her head and she's being asked to sleep with lots of men, in that case she's being coerced, and well, that's prostitution by definition. Sorry?
That's right. Which is not.
Well, okay.
Call it an emotional gun,
Yeah.
whatever.
Okay, or maybe gun of
Yeah.
money or whatever.
It might not be a physical rape, but it may be something that she's about to do it because my king
So-
will beat me up.
So all I'm trying to say is it is very important to realize that what I have in myself is not the absolute criterion. But always, one should also realize that there is one absolute criterion. Truth has to be one, but it's not mine. It's not yours. But we will always continue to find that and seek that. And by doing so, in that process, we will learn to live with each other.
Be humble along the way. Accept that I might be wrong. I want to join the opinion of with this gentleman because when I look about tables, I feel the same things about all the situations. Except for the child, I don't think I just look at like thinking about my daughter. She's 6.5, and I think most of this, I don't know, the condition she doesn't know even. And so if I compare the adult and the child refugee, I still think about the same about the things like I'm against prostitution, against war, against homelessness, and I think about the situation of the child. It's the same. The difference is the child doesn't have any other choice. I don't think the child thinks his situation is good. I don't think he's like to be a prostitute, or he likes that he doesn't have any home, but he doesn't have any choice. So it doesn't make him happy. I'm sure this child would love to have another life, but he can't. So I think I have the feeling and opinion for the same thing, but different situation.
I just wanted to say something quickly. It's really interesting. A prostitute came in. I had an HIV clinic in Bombay, and a prostitute from Nepal came in. She had been promised work in India. And when she got there, she didn't realize it was prostitution. And what happens is she becomes indebted to the people that brought her over, so she has to do the prostitution to stay there and then pay back the money. So I took her off to the side away from her pimp or the woman that was in charge, and I said, look, I'll give you the money to go back to Nepal. I will get the few $100s to send you back home. And she says, but I want to stay. I said, but you don't need to. I will pay your debt and make you go back home. She says, no, I enjoy it. And it was interesting to me that somebody could be coerced into something and then come to like it. And I thought, oh, very well, if she's making that decision, fine. And I remember asking, you know, as I wrote this, a 5-year-old, Mommy, what is homosexuality? Oh, it's when a man loves a man and when a woman loves a woman. Oh, that's good, because people are loving each other. Now, my question for this forum is, you're a religious leader. And if we put out as religious leaders or people of authority in the community, how can we bring forth an idea that this is wrong, this is bad? What kind of life are we creating for the children who are the seeds of the foundation of the future of this world? So if we're telling them it's bad this and it's bad that and it's wrong this and it's immoral this, then you get a situation that is happening today where people feel superior, separated. They believe that their moral construct, that the way they see the world is the right way and that your way is the wrong way. So I'm inviting everybody to really, what this exercise is about is to really examine what we think and why we think it. And very often as an adult we think one way, but as a child we think something totally different from a child's very pure notion of love and kindness and giving and working together. And you know, it's really interesting. Today I asked my nephew, one of his students in school lost their leg. So I said, what is it like for you? He said, oh, I think it's really cool to lose a leg because then I don't have to do things. He said, you know, we have to do things, but Josh just, you know, sits, he doesn't have to do things. So for him in terms of that, so I said, you know, what is bad in the world? So he said, pollution. There's lots of dirt everywhere. So I said, what's your solution? He says, we should bring it into a spaceship and send it into heaven away from here. So the way that they create the solutions to problems is based on what they see on the television, what we tell them, what the rabbi tells them, what the imam tells them. And it's those seeds that get planted early on in life that are brought forward and create the problem that we have today. So if we're going to break this cycle of hatred and separatism between people, do we not, as adults, as powerful figures, as a doctor, where I have a lot of people that I can influence because of my status in society, as a teacher, as a spiritual leader, as a counselor, as an imam, we're in powerful positions. We have to allow people the right to be who they are. I don't have to be a certain way. You can be a prostitute without my judgment. For me, I prefer not to be a prostitute. For me, I would prefer not to kill. I would prefer to be a vegetarian. But if you choose not to be a vegetarian, it's fine. If you promote that notion, then you're promoting love. And then the world can evolve in a more constructive and loving way. But if you promote, this is wrong, it's against the Quran, and if you do it, you'll be damned. And if you kill, you should be killed. And da-da-da-da-da. Not that it's right or wrong, this notion, but what kind of world are we going to have as a result of that? Do we not have the problems in this world today because that behavior, because of those notions? So I just want to say that.
I'm so thankful that tonight we have this kind of discussion. This is really a very important step of starting to accept each other. What I saw between the discussion of homosexuality is really wonderful. At the end, nobody buys in the other one's view. It's great. And at the same time, we respect and accept each other. And this is really the first step of humanity, create peace with each other. I have something to say about superiority. It's very funny. Let's visualize a very simple scenario. You're sitting in the taxi. The taxi driver speaks very loudly, rudely. You don't know what he's talking about. He sounds rude. Then he opens the window. What do you think about this man? Do you want to be with him? Do you want to be friends of him? What immediately comes up to your mind?